So I've put about probably 50 hours on this beta now, at least 30. I don't run a hour meter. I just go by. I do certain things at certain times of the year, and it works out for me. Um, but yeah, at least 30 hours, probably closer to 40. I would say not 50. But anyway, the new betas came out, and they didn't change much, but the new graphics and stuff are not my cup of tea. They have a black tank now, which I love this clear tank. It's freaking awesome. And this is the best looking bike in the pits anywhere it goes. I don't know what they were thinking with this 27 beta. It is ugly. Very, very ugly. So I'm happy I have 26, I'll tell you that much. One thing they did update that I'm interested in is they did something different with the chain guide, and they did something different, well, the chain guard, I should say, and then they did something different with the chain guide to make them stronger. They changed that design, so I'm interested to see with that and if it fits on the 26, which I imagine it will. But anyway, this bike has been great. I actually have 2 sets of suspension for it now and 2 sets of wheels. See, I got another set of wheels over there. And then I got my suspension being set up for me right now. JBI, I got some JBI kits for them. And yeah, so we're gonna test that out. And I just had JB over at JBI basically make me a super stock setup. You know, I'm not super fast or anything, so all I really wanted was better bottoming and a little bit plusher up top. So, you know, my instructions for him were plush up top, good mid-stroke hold up, and then bottoming that fights back, basically. And my complaints with the stock beta suspension, first of all, it's awesome. It's good, really good stuff. I was really torn whether I should do a complete revalve or just add a few parts, and I was pretty close to just adding them a few parts. But I did go for the full revalve just because my complaints are, yeah, it's plush up top. It's got good hold up mid-stroke. But up top, the plushness has a harshness to it a little bit. So it's plush, but a little bit harsh, I want to say. And then, you know, the mid-stroke has good hold up, but then once it gets past the mid-stroke, it just blows through the bottom and just bottoms. So that was my biggest complaint, is getting some bottoming resistance for when I overjump something and mess up. But I also was looking for to get rid of that up top plush harshness that the stock setup has. And again, that is being very, very nitpicky. You know, the stock suspension is very good. I just, you know, if I was going to spend the money to do it, I was going to do it and try and get something good. I've never had my suspension revalved, actually, because I've ridden Yamahas mostly, and I am the exact target, you know, consumer for that product. So, you know, I'm about 5'11", 170 pounds. So the stock stuff works good. And my complaints are the Yamaha are the same thing, you know, a little bit. It does blow through the bottom when it gets there. But anyway, this bike has been great. My jetting is working great for me, so go back and look at that jetting video. Now, if you're a fast guy riding at a place like Thunder Valley, you're probably going to want to go up on the main. I think the rest of the jetting will work for you, but you're going to want to go up at least 1, possibly 2 on the main when it's cut deep if you're very fast. Yeah, it's just, for me, my jetting works perfect. For trail riders, it's going to work really good, and I do have that optional main in my chart to bump up when the track is cut deep for each elevation. And it works well for me just like that. If I, you know, feel the bike running lean, hear that metal, you know, sound coming from the engine at all, and I know when the track's cut deep, so I kind of know when to look for it. As soon as I feel the bike being a little bit lean, I'll go back down and change the main to the one one richer. But yeah, if you're fast and you're always on the throttle, I think that my jetting will work good. Just go up on the main 1 for usual use, and then 2 for when it's cut deep. But yeah, all my jetting information is in a prior video, and that all still stands. Bike is been very reliable. You know, I have a Beta Trials bike that I just beat the absolute piss out of, and it just keeps on ticking. This is the least maintenance vehicle that I have. My mountain bikes, that's my daughter's, that's mine, literally take more maintenance than this Trials bike. Awesome machine. If you are into trials or into dirt bikes and you want to get better, get one of these. I ride it in my yard. I got 2 acres, and I have an excavator. Oh, yeah, there's an excavator right there. We pile up rocks and logs. Awesome stuff. But I would not have been open to betas had I not gotten a Beta Trials bike first, because as a consumer, they just look, you know, the fit and finish from afar doesn't look as good as other bikes. But then when you get your hands on it, it's actually better. You know, everything is good. All the metal quality is really good with everything. You know, you get some bikes like Kawasaki's, and they're just built out of junk materials, junk metal, junk plastic. That is not the Beta. And this thing has been great. For my speed, 3rd gear works very well. If you're in a tight corner, you can go down to 2nd and then basically pop the 3rd right away, come out of the corner. And then I only need 4th for fast sections. So for me, I don't have to shift the bike a lot. But again, if you're a fast guy, and Thunder Valley generally has a lot of traction, so it makes those gears feel longer. If you're in Southern California and you're a fast guy on hard, slick shit, yeah, you're gonna have to churn this gearbox like a MFer, just like any 2-stroke. But for me, the torque, I can basically pull out of any corner, even the tightest, with a you know, pull of the clutch and get it going. In that situation, I tend to go down to 2nd, just because I don't like beating on the clutch like that. But it will. I've done it many times. Even the tightest corners, you know, it's not a heavy like 125. Literally just 1 pull and you're there. Yeah, so awesome bike. I am riding it a lot, so I'm beating the shit out of it. Bent radiators already, pipes all dented up a bit. I think I'm gonna do a FMF factory fatty, is what I'm gonna do. And I got the Raptor 5mm down, 5mm pegs. I tried the Fastway ankle savers at first, and then I had some Carapax peg on there too, but I just spent the money and got the Raptors. They're the best. The ankle savers are good, especially in Southern California, but for Thunder Valley with the ruts, they were getting hung up and just collecting mud to the point where I had to pull off and, you know, take the mud out of them. So not good for me, maybe good for other people. But yeah, very cool. That's about it on the 350. Hope you guys have a good season.